Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Freddy or Not, where my name is Freddy and I'm ready to dive into today's topic, which is General Grievous. There are many things that come to mind when you think of General Grievous. Asthma, 4 arms, the sheer unmitigated aura he had in the 2003 Clone Wars TV show. But to me, one thing stands out above all others: his lightsaber collection. This guy mentions this all the time, talking about how his favorite pastime is killing Jedi and taking their lightsabers. Which raises the question, which Jedi's lightsabers does Grievous have in his collection? Well, be sure to like and subscribe, because in this video, I'm going over every single lightsaber in Grievous's collection. Going in chronological order, we start off with the lightsaber of Sifo Dyas, the former Jedi High Council member who was manipulated into making the clone army and then killed. Dooku tried to give Grievous force powers by injecting him with Sifo Dyas' blood. Obviously that did not work, so they instead settled for just giving Grievous his lightsaber, saying that the Jedi deserve to be destroyed by their own weapon. At this point, it was time for Grievous to make his grand debut, actually showing up during the events of Attack of the Clones. But don't bother looking for him on screen. He's apparently hiding in the catacombs, killing a number of Jedi and clones in secret. Chief among these was Jedi Master Sima Du. She gave chase to the Separatists, but was cut down before she could reveal the secret of his existence. The next lightsaber in Grievous's collection was actually that of a Sith Lord, the venerable Darth Zana, apprentice, killer, and successor of Darth Bane. This dual-bladed lightsaber was also known by the name Bane's Heart, named after the crystal that it was made from. And this lightsaber fell into the hands of a dark Jedi that Grievous slew, of course claiming the lightsaber for himself, becoming one of the earliest ones in his collection. Moving on, we arrive at the 2008 Clone Wars episode, The Lair of Grievous. This one follows Jedi Master Kit Fisto and his Padawan Nadar Veb as they investigate the disappearance of Jedi Master Nebo. This investigation takes them to, surprise surprise, Grievous's lair. And in here, they discover a collection of trophies taken from the Jedi he's killed, including Master Nebo's lightsaber. At this moment, it's dawning on me that up till now, Grievous has exclusively killed Jedi Masters. Man really is a major threat. And so, when Padawan Veb tries to step to Grievous, I'm sure we can all see where this is going. They get into a lightsaber fight, and Grievous, of course, shoots Veb dead. Not quite where I expected that sentence to go, but I guess he does have 4 arms for a reason. But Veb's lightsaber wouldn't be in Grievous's collection for long though, as shortly after this, Kit Fisto would fight Grievous and take it back. And Fisto was kinda low-key running Grievous's fade here, but I suppose we shouldn't be too surprised, as this is the same guy who's supposedly stronger than Phantom Menace Maul, and also lasted the longest against Palpatine, besides Windu. So it's not really a surprise that Grievous wouldn't be able to get the better of a Jedi High Counselor. But that's not always the case. In the episode Grievous Intrigue, he would come face to face with High Counselor Eef Koth. And while Eef Koth was holding his own, Grievous had his Magna Guards back him up, successfully capturing him. And although Koth was rescued by the end of the episode, I was left wondering whether Grievous took his lightsaber. Interestingly, it's confirmed that not only did Grievous take it, but Eef Koth never got it back. Man, I can see why they kicked this guy off the council. Moving on, the one and only Ahsoka Tano once had her lightsaber taken by General Grievous.
Another lightsaber to add to my collection.
I mean, she's only a Padawan after all. Yet, in spite of him choking her out and holding her at lightsaber point, she was able to turn the tables on him and cause him to cut off his own hand and take back her lightsaber. Kind of an embarrassing display, but surprisingly, that covers all the lightsabers Grievous took in the Clone Wars TV show. Or should I say the 2008 TV show, because our next stop is the 2003 Clone Wars, to a battle that earned Grievous the nickname the Butcher of Hypori.
The Butcher of Hypori will face justice.
It starts off with Master Dockman Barrel calling Obi-Wan saying they need immediate evac, that their men are being killed off by a new droid, and that he's unstoppable. But right after he says this, well, let's just say Grievous's collection grew a little larger. Although, looking back, there is no way bro was standing like 2 feet from Grievous while glazing him over the phone, because how else would Grievous have gotten to him mid-sentence like that? But with this, we get to the legendary reverse jumping of Hypori. Here we find Shakti, Ayla Secura, Kakruk, Tarsier, Shaggy, and Ki-Adi-Mundi. And look, to his credit, Ki-Adi-Mundi was already exhausted, but it doesn't change the fact that bro ripped through these guys like a chainsaw. I've never seen anybody move like that. He didn't even use his extra arms. He did all this nonsense while holding back. Okay, well, let's run through the important parts here. Let's start off with Shaggy. Yes, literally Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. You might be wondering what he's doing fighting Grievous, but he said, hey, would you do it for a Scooby snack? But this version of the guy doesn't have no Ultra Instinct, okay? And he cracks under the pressure, running out to face Grievous before the Padawan is cracked under Grievous's feet. They literally say he was smashed to death. Hey, yo, I didn't know Grievous was freaky like that. Next up, Tarsier. He was literally grabbed by the face with Grievous's dirty feet and then just smashed into the ground. And then he started juggling, bro, just throwing his corpse at his comrades. Disgusting play. And finally, Kakruk. He tries to hold his own, but Grievous just jukes him out, swapping hands and cutting him down. I guess it goes without saying that Grievous collected all 3 of these lightsabers. But that doesn't necessarily mean he killed them. Now, don't get me wrong, most of them are dead, but Kakruk specifically is hard to kill. And if you read the comics, you know this guy is a GOAT who actually survives all the way into the Legacy era, becoming the leader of the Jedi, representing them on the Galactic Triumvirate. Not bad for a Grievous victim. Now, Ayla and Shakti were recovered by the clones, and it seems Grievous didn't get the chance to take their lightsabers, which brings us to the final Jedi here, Ki-Adi-Mundi. Now, what happens here is a little hard to decipher. Mundi loses his lightsaber and Grievous takes it, wielding it in his foot, and Mundi takes one of the lightsabers from Grievous's collection to keep fighting. Then the episode ends, and the start of the next episode, Grievous is back down to 2 lightsabers. Did he drop Mundi's? Either way, Mundi loses the green lightsaber he took, but after Grievous retreats, he has a lightsaber in his hand. So the question here is, did Grievous drop Mundi's lightsaber? Because which lightsaber did Mundi recover here? Either way, even if it was only briefly, Ki-Adi-Mundi's lightsaber was a part of Grievous's collection. Moving on, we arrive at the General Grievous comics, and things get a little personal for Grievous in this one. You see, before he was a cyborg, Grievous was defending his home planet Kali from the invading Hux, and after they killed his girl, he went kinda sicko mode, and after the Hux retreated, he followed them back to their planet to keep causing carnage. Oh nah, bro, this man is a demon! So the Jedi stepped in, okay? Specifically Jedi Masters T'Chuka Dune and Jamar. And not having full information, they sided with the Hux, putting sanctions on Kali, aka Grievous's planet. This bankrupted the planet and led to hundreds of thousands of people to starve. And seeing the women and children die around him, Grievous was radicalized against the Jedi. And oh boy, he did not forget. At the start of issue 1, the Jedi and the clones are surrounded by battle droids after falling for a trap laid by Grievous. T'Chuka Dune steps out to face Grievous, but it quickly ends with him being cut in thirds. Eventually, it was revealed that Jamar was also a part of the same mission and had been cut down by Grievous only moments before. Really makes you think how all this could have been avoided if these 2 Jedi were just better at their jobs. I mean, you don't become known as the executioner of Kali because you helped save their people. In this same comic series, Grievous faces Quarmel, a controversial Abyssin Jedi Master who had taken 10 younglings as his Padawans, in direct defiance of the Jedi Code. Grievous boarded their ships, and Quarmall was shot down by the battle droids while protecting the younglings. Strangely, it will be revealed that he not only survived, but was brainwashed by Sidious into becoming a sleeper agent. Either way, his lightsaber ended up in Grievous's collection. Finally, we found out that Grievous Face mastered Badar Tome and his Padawan Zefata Rutor in space above Nadim. And here, Vader killed Zefata Rutor and took his lightsaber, and mutilated Badard, also turning him into a cyborg like him. Just a way less cool one. Badard would later hunt Grievous down against the wishes of the Jedi Council, but all he accomplished was getting his lightsaber added to the collection right next to his Padawans. Arriving at 20.3 BBY, we get to the Battle of Tagoria, during which his forces pull a 180 on the Jedi and tear their landing party to shreds. But Grievous spares Jedi Master Walden Bridger and instead challenges him to a duel. The bold and burly Jedi Master used his trademark Saw-Knee staff in the duel with Grievous, but in less than 20 seconds, Bridger was cut to ribbons, with Grievous leaving his body on the dirt to feed the Mozgovs, but taking his lightsaber for his own. Next stop, Obsession. During the climactic battle in this series, Grievous is engaged by Master Bates. Really? Master Bates? Oh, nah, that had to be on purpose. And Jedi High Counselor Adi Gallia. In his initial rush, he sends both of them flying, killing Bates and taking his lightsaber, and using it to cut down the clones, before clashing with Adi Gallia, during which he splits his arms into 4, choking her out and impaling her. I feel it might not be common knowledge, but the 2008 Clone Wars TV show retconned a lot of things, and this comic is most definitely one of them. As you may recall, Adi Gallia was killed by Savage Opress in the show, and it seems that Grievous killing her, as well as the fate of Asajj Ventress, which is also told in this comic, are both no longer considered Legends canon, although every other part of the comic still is. This leaves the question, did Grievous take Adi Gallia's lightsaber? Well, I'm gonna say he did, and she just survived her confrontation with Grievous. Why not? Next, we get Flurk Ron. He is an Iron Knight, aka a member of a species of sentient shards that inhabit the body of droids, and he became a Jedi. He succumbed to Grievous's blades within the fungi forest of Zagaba. And at this point, I'm questioning where he keeps all these lightsabers. We know he has some in his capes, and we do see one at his lair, but they're most likely kept in his private ship. After all, that's where they found Xana's lightsaber after Grievous was dead. Now, as we approach the final weeks of the Clone Wars, we ask the question, whose lightsabers was Grievous using in Revenge of the Sith? Well, we actually have the answer. The lightsaber Grievous carries are his personal favorites. They include the previously mentioned Kruk, as well as Jamar, and finally, Master Purath and their Padawan Nistamel. These two fought Grievous on Tavarsky, with Purath also being a four-armed combatant, and actually proved to be one of Grievous's greatest challenges, before she was delimbed, with Grievous slaughtering both her and her Padawan together, so they would each know the other's death. The rest of Grievous's collection can be found in the pages of Labyrinth of Evil, which chronicles the final month of the Clone Wars. During the Battle of Belderone, the Jedi were evacuating the people of the planet while Grievous's flagship was shooting people down. In this encounter, Grievous vaporized 27 Jedi Knights, including a man named Flint Terul, whose lightsaber Grievous ended up claiming. Flint Terul actually secretly had a son, also named Flint, who'd eventually become Darth Vader's apprentice. But not the cool one. In this novel, Grievous is also engaged by 2 Jedi Knights who confront him in the docking bay of his ship, and Grievous effortlessly skewers both of them at the same time. These two were later revealed to have been Lacielo Sagion and Pablo Gil. Although, In Disney canon, it's confirmed the way he obtained Pablo Jill's lightsaber is different, saying Grievous claimed Pablo Jill's lightsaber from floating debris after Grievous injured him during an intense duel in a collapsing satellite city over Duro. Finally, we get to the events immediately before the Battle of Coruscant, when Grievous went to kidnap Chancellor Palpatine. These events were depicted in the 2003 Clone Wars TV show, where Jedi Masters Roran Korob and Fal Modama engaged Grievous, only for him to whip out the 4 arms and cut them down. These events play out differently in Labyrinth of Evil, where there were instead 4 Jedi protecting the Chancellor instead of 2, with the 2 additional Jedi in question being revealed as Rothdel Masona and Bink Otrilla. In this version, Masona is almost immediately decapitated, and Korob ends up distracted when he bumps into the head, with Grievous taking advantage of this opportunity to strike down Korob. Grievous then wields 4 lightsabers in his hands and feet to beat Modama, and with only Bink Otrilla left standing, he finally, as he puts it, puts her out of her misery. In both versions, it ends when Shaak Ti finally catches up and confronts Grievous. But, we already saw what happened when she fought him with backup. And so, Grievous chokes her out, ties her up with electric cables, and takes both the Chancellor and her lightsaber. Man, he really must have had it out for Shaak Ti. He whoops her twice, and in a deleted scene, he even kills her. Although, to be fair, just about everyone has killed Shaak Ti at one point or another. With this, we finally arrive at the famous line,
"Your lightsabers will make a fine addition to my collection,"
where he claims Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker's lightsabers for his own, before they immediately take their lightsabers back. In all, counting every lightsaber, no matter how briefly in his collection, we have about 33 lightsabers that we've either seen him take or he was confirmed to have taken. 7 of which were from characters who were at some point on the Jedi High Council, which is insanely impressive. However, he obviously killed way more Jedi than this. In fact, it's stated that Grievous may have killed up to 100 Jedi in his lifetime. Something that is insanely impressive, because he was really only active in the 3 years of the Clone Wars. Assuming he had just as many lightsabers, that means up till now, we only know about roughly 1/3 of his collection. He truly wasn't called the Jedi Killer for no reason. But all this makes me wonder, what would have happened if Grievous had used even more arms and wielded his whole collection at once? Yeah, I guess the war would have been a lot shorter. Well, that's all I got for you today, folks. Be sure to smash that subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one. May the Force be with you. Peace.